Alright, so I'm just stupid dog, and I hate to be the bearer of ill tidings, but sometimes that's just what the dog's responsibility is. See, the Skanks came up with this brand new game show that they thought up on their own volition. It was a spontaneous, whatever you say, spasm of creativity. Some of their adherents were saying, Lewis calling the Story Wars question is gold. Story questions is gold. Sauter put this over on the regs, so I'm here. Another comment was, this pod has been hyped for so long. It's finally here. 3 exclamation points. Definitely going to be a fun show. Hope it pops. Let's see how it plays out, one guy said. Somebody said something about Gas Digital. Somebody said Glow and Sauter sitting together like 2 kids trying to have dinner with their recently divorced elderly father. Well, that wasn't part of the theme. The theme is that these adherents of the Skanks are ready to rock and roll. They're so pumped. They can't believe that these Skanks came up with this original idea. I'm just a stupid dog. So, far be it from me, and woe is me, but the Skanks just ripped off a couple of things that happened from the old days of black and white television. I'm a stupid dog. Sorry to break it to you, Skanks adherents. The Skanks just ripped off To Tell the Truth. To Tell the Truth is an American television panel show. 4 celebrity panelists are presented with 3 contestants, okay? And they must identify which is the central character. And in this case, it was whose unusual occupation or experience has been read aloud by the host. The other thing that they ripped off To Tell the Truth, and they had a little bit of, what do you say, a little seasoning from What's My Line. What's My Line is a panel game show that originally ran in the United States between 1950 and 1967. We didn't get on the moon yet in 1967. It would be, I think, so many years later when Nixon was in the White House that we finally got on the moon. So congratulations to the Skanks. Welcome to 1967, Skanks. And all the adherents, all the bozos, all the lapdogs, all the dweebuses, all the sycophants. No, it's okay. I'm just a stupid dog. I got to tear it down. I'm an idiot. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm just trying to point out something that, this has been rehashed. This is hash warmed over. Warmed over hash. But you love it. You don't know what happened before you came here. How would you know? You couldn't look it up on your phone. Your phone doesn't tell you what happened in the past. You couldn't read a book. A book doesn't say what happened in the past. How would you know what happened in the past? How would you know what happened in the past and thereby form an opinion of the present or help to predict what's going to happen in the future? You couldn't do it. It's an impossibility. So I know you're so enthralled with this whole Skanks thing because you have no, point of reference. You have no concept of anything but your own, not even day to day. I'm talking about minute by minute existence. Anyways, I have a few notes here that I jotted down, so I wanted to just drive home my point because I did watch it. I was very enthralled, even though immediately I said you ripped off, these other game shows from the 1950s. You ripped off shit from black and white television, Skanks. Congratulations. You're so original. You're so geniuses. You're so great. I can't believe it. Somebody's going to sue them. You know what I'm saying? Somebody's going to sue them. But anyways, the title, Legion of Skanks. The title of this take is Legion of Skanks Question Wars. We're going to figure out why it's called Question Wars, even though the Skanks game show is really called Story Wars. The dog believes that the producer already copyrighted Question Wars. All right, I'm a stupid dog. I know the producer befuddling, monkling around. It's a totally different concept, but he already copyrighted the whole concept of Question Wars. So you go figure it out. What has he got, ESP? All right, so the dog believes that the skank stole his idea, or the dog, the producer or the man. It could have been the producer, the man, the dog. Somebody came up with the idea for this game show that the Skanks have developed. And as you stupid dog, I always say, we already copyrighted it. We own the copyright. It's in the man's safe in the wall in the big parlor room. We copyrighted it first. It was our idea, but we already had copyrighted it. The Skanks came up with the idea, but lo and behold, we already hold the copyright on it. Don't worry about it. It's all about how Lewis and Big J, they broke off from Dave. Dave who, I don't know. Because Dave didn't want to be part of this Question Wars thing, okay? I don't know if it's Dave Soder or Dan Soder. I don't know who Dave is. Which is really, it's not really called Question Wars. It's called Story Wars. And there might be the crux of the whole problem for the dog, the producer, and the man. We copyrighted Question Wars. And this whole thing is actually supposed to be called Story Wars. But when Lewis got drunk and rambling on, started calling it Story Wars, we started dialing our lawyer's number. We got our lawyers on speed dial. We started punching speed dial. We said, this is our in. This is how we're going to get rich. This is how we're going to steal from the Skanks, all right? Because once Lewis started blathering out Question Wars, we knew we had them because we already got the copyright, all right? But one thing I will say that Big Dan and I don't know if they call him Shag Daddy or Sag Daddy. Big Dan Soder, and I don't know if they call him Sag Daddy or Shag Daddy. They were just ruining everything. I mean, this is how I could prove I watched the whole thing, because Big Dan and Shag Daddy, they were ruining it. They didn't want to play along. They were so obviously, Big Dan and Shag Daddy, like, this is so done. This is so overplayed. But the whole trouble is that Lewis is trying to take this thing mainstream, and he isn't well liked enough. So he's trying to glob onto the likes of Dan Soder and Shag Daddy, and just to try to get a big enough following. Poor Lewis, he's got the brain power. He knows how to rip off game shows and other shit from the black and white television days of the 1950s, but he's not a good enough leader to get that done. And I guess that's the whole crux of my take. And also, I was belittling people and I was ripping the sycophants in the ass. How are you going to get the sycophants to come over and follow the dog if you're trying to attack the same people that are so pumped up and so happy? They're so pumped up and so happy because Dan Soder and Shag Daddy and Lewis and Big J, they're giving them something new. They built it up and they should be commended. Why do I have to try to tear it down? What's wrong with me? I'm a stupid dog. I don't even know what's going on. I don't know why I'm so bitter. It's because I don't have the talent. I wouldn't even have the talent to rip off something from the 1950s. All I can do is try to piss off the guys who ripped off something from the 1950s. I don't know. This whole take, I want to finish on an uplifting thing, because I think they're going to start desubscribing. They're going to start desubscribing from this kind of take, because it's not entertaining enough. I wish I could just put a picture of a birthday cake. Maybe if I put a picture of a birthday cake on the YouTube situation, maybe some people won't desubscribe, but I know for a fact no one's going to subscribe. If I put a picture of a birthday cake to advertise this rancid, rotten, horrifying, take that's just mean and nasty and just tearing it down, this negative take, if I put a birthday take on, maybe I won't lose so many subscribers. I know I'm not going to get a net gain of subscribers, but maybe I won't lose so many subscribers. I don't know. Don't worry about it.